Yellow.
Oh, you did a singy thing.
I did.
Oh, hello.
Changing shit up here at Goose Chase.
Yeah, you're stealing my thunder.
Well, it's an odd Wednesday night.
It's a little later than usual.
We're recording later. I have the joy of the Pittsburgh Penguins in me as we are currently clobbering the living hell out of Philadelphia.
Now, how many Pittsburgh Penguins would you say you currently have in you?
3.5.
Okay. Well, that's a respectable amount, really.
It's way more penguins than one normally finds inside their body, so I consider that pretty good.
It's more than I've ever had in me, so I think it's pretty impressive.
I just had to do a double check to make sure we're actually recording this shit, because last week... By the way, I apologize if anyone listening was irritated with me being irritated. I felt really weird about it.
No, the only person who said anything to me about it was Harry.
Yeah.
And he wasn't irritated that you were irritated. He felt really bad.
Yeah.
Because he could tell that you felt really bad, so he felt bad that you felt bad.
Well, Harry, I appreciate your sympathy. It was incredibly difficult. Although I will say, I talked to Don's about it.
Yeah.
And he said, you couldn't really tell, which made me feel really good, actually.
I listened to every episode, and I thought it was fine. Like, you were obviously frustrated.
Right.
But I didn't feel like it really came through as much as you thought it did.
That's really good, because I felt like a real dick.
No, you weren't like being mean or anything. You were just frustrated with yourself, which is completely understandable.
There was nothing but hate in my heart for what I had done to our podcast, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
No one cared as much as you.
That's in the past. We can forget that. We can move right on.
Yeah, let's toast to moving on. We're doing a shot.
Got a shot here of Templeton Rye, the good stuff, as they say.
This is quickly becoming one of my favorite whiskeys.
It's really good. I'm actually thinking about buying another bottle or two of this.
How much is this a bottle?
Not much. It's like $26, $28. It's like,
that's not too bad.
It's pretty affordable, even considering the volume of it. It's like it's a solid rye whiskey.
Yeah.
For a good price.
Even that other bottle I got, the bourbon that's supposed to have a little more rye content for a bourbon.
We still have some of that left upstairs even.
I like this more than that. And granted, this isn't a bourbon, it's a rye, but still, I thought I'd like that other one more. But it was also several bucks cheaper.
Right. No,
it's not bad, though.
They're not wrong to call this the good stuff. We've been enjoying it here now. I had an entire fateful bottle of it on St. Patty's, and
yes, you
Lord
did.
Almighty, did that not
I will
end
never
well.
forget the text that said, I drank an entire bottle of Templeton Rye. I'm not drunk. And I was like, oh, man, just you wait. I know what I'm coming home to.
Here's the thing. At the time, that was true.
You hadn't stood up yet.
I hadn't stood up yet. And then it just kind of went, whoo, over me.
Yeah, that was a night that I kept getting drinks for free, and it was like really exciting because I never get drinks for free.
Yeah.
Unless like you're buying for me, and that doesn't count.
Doesn't count?
It doesn't count.
Shit.
Because you're my love.
Man, I gotta figure out a way to make that count. Put that.
Well, like, you treat sometimes, I treat sometimes. We have a pretty reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
But, like, in general, I don't go out expecting to drink for free.
What I'm saying is I'm digging for brownie points, and I'm going to find them.
You get constant brownie points.
Ooh.
It's just that, like, I consider, if you're paying for me, it's like, even though our funds aren't pooled, I respect your money. So I don't feel like I get that for free, because we're, like, a unit. Mm-hmm. But, like, someone else who I don't know that well paying for me...
Right. Yeah, no.
That's free.
Yeah, right. I get what you're saying, actually.
Right? Like, I respect your money. I don't want you to spend money on me. I want a stranger.
The things we do together are part of the overall transactional relationship thing. They don't really count. When you go out somewhere else and someone, sort of, like, buys you a dinner or a drink, you're like, oh, holy shit.
Surprise drinks are the best drinks.
Speaking of things we do together, we went out to Indian food this last week.
We went out to Indian food.
That might have sounded weird. But, yeah, we went out to get Indian food this last week. We went with Matt and Grace. We had a pretty great time.
I had a really, really good night with them.
Yeah, we had an awesome night. And Matt and I decided to engage in the pissing contest of Indian hot vindaloo.
Yes.
Yeah, and
one of the spiciest Indian dishes you can get.
We were expecting to be under the table. I think the last dab that we did on this show a couple of weeks ago has acclimated me
Right.
and acclimated him. He also tried it. And I think, honestly, we were expecting worse. We did pretty okay.
I had a bite of it, and it was really spicy. I still kind of suspect they didn't quite give you guys Indian hot.
Yeah.
'Cause
I wonder about that.
I think if you're white, they never do. Like, no joke.
Right.
I think they're like, yeah, you think you want Indian hot?
Yeah.
I remember my friend Kaylee, I was living in Pittsburgh, and I met her in college, but she happened to be living in Pittsburgh at the time, too. And we all went to my favorite Indian restaurant in Pittsburgh, Mint, with 2 T's on the end instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
We went there, and she asked, she was a vegetarian at the time, so she just got like biryani, which is like basically fried rice with veggies in it. And she wanted it Indian hot, and they're like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "I am very sure.
Yeah.
I dated a Pakistani man for a while, and he would make me like food the way he ate it, and it was hot as hell, and I'm used to it. So please give me Indian hot."
Yeah.
Like, so they eventually would, but it like took convincing of them being like, "Are you sure?" She also had like blonde hair and blue eyes, and like was as white as you can look.
Yeah.
Very pale.
Ultra white.
Yeah, and they're just like, "I don't know about this. Are we gonna get sued for burning this white lady's mouth off?" But she could handle it, clearly.
The case of Indian restaurant versus white lady, docket number 10486.
It's a tale as old as time, really. we still haven't taken these shots.
No, right, yeah.
Let's do
Let's
it.
bottoms up to another week of Goose Chase
Clink.
with a nice shot of the quit stop. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, Templeton. Oh,
I dribbled a
Templeton.
little.
You made a little dribble?
Made a little dribble.
Got a little dribble on there, dirt.
All right.
All right. Yeah,
All
so
right.
what else do we got going on? What else is new in our world here?
I started watching the second season of, I always forget the name of the show, but I have it pulled up. A series of unfortunate events.
You started watching the second season?
Yeah.
I was going to say, didn't we watch the first and second season together?
We watched the first season. The second season was just released.
Aren't they on the third season now? They got to be on the third season.
Just the second season. It took them a really long time to put the second season out.
Huh. Okay. All right.
And by that, I mean like a year.
What do you think of it, by the way? And also, before you say that, if it's good, I will watch it with you.
I like it so far.
Is it
I like
holding
it a
up?
lot. Yeah, as I was walking out of work, I just had a realization about a joke that they make, and it just like clicked in my head and went, "Oh my god, I can't believe it took me like almost 24 hours to get that joke."
Is it spoilery, or is it just like a joke that doesn't matter?
This is a joke that doesn't matter,
Well,
but
let's hear it. Let's get into it.
there's a character that calls people cake sniffers.
Okay.
And she's like a bratty little girl. And she calls everyone cake sniffers. It's like her main insult.
Okay. It's a pretty decent insult in like a really clean way.
It's real weird. Well, they end up witnessing her sneak into the cafeteria and remove a glass dome from a cake and
Okay.
plant her nose into it and inhale and then replace the dome and walk away.
Wait, so she does this.
She is a cake sniffer.
So she's kind of projecting on
Right, and
people.
that's why it's her go-to insult. I watched that
That's
whole
really
scene
good.
and was like, that's a really weird thing to do. Why should she do that? And then it just clicked on my way home from work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's a cake sniffer.
Yeah.
Like, it took me that long to process it for some reason.
It's kind of like a brilliant little insight into human
Right.
nature, right?
Right. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, that's really smart because you really do, like, you
Yeah.
lash out at the things that you are, you know?
Yeah. Right. Like it's a common thing. If the thing you don't like in yourself when you see it in other people, you
Right.
can't stand it.
I think the tone of the show is really similar to the first season. It feels really consistent. And it feels like the same theme
Yeah.
still of like there's hope, there's people that like really feel for the main characters and are
Yeah.
trying to help, but they're kind of like shut down at every turn.
Yeah.
So like for some reason like that sounds like something that would get really old. But I think because it's like, well, it was doomed the last 20 times someone tried to help him. It's going to be doomed now. But
that's the human condition, isn't it? Is
right.
hope.
Rooting for the underdogs, and also they aren't helpless themselves.
Right.
Like, they're characters who have merit themselves and are trying to get themselves out of the issue. It's not
they
like
have
they're
agency in their problem.
Right. They're not just waiting around. Like, so much of the situation has been out of their control, but they have always tried to affect change in the situation.
Okay.
So I really like that part of it. Like, the characters are well-rounded and they have, like, strengths and they play to them. And I think it's really good. It's really goofy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, it seems like the universe of this show, in my experience of watching a season of it, is both fatalistic and like hopeful. Like it is both things. Like the world conspires to continue to ruin your life, and all you can do is try to stop that from happening. That's just kind of reality, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's just real life.
And there's an episode that has a bunch of like fish jokes, and I found them really funny. Like, there were a bunch of salmon jokes and a bunch of like herring jokes, and it was just really silly.
I thought you meant Fish, like the band, because I'm primed for this now.
I knew you'd think that.
Yeah, because we had this conversation, or maybe I don't know if it was just me that had this conversation with Matt about Adventure Time. It was Adventure Time that he was talking with me about. There was an episode that was, or maybe many episodes that were like loaded with fish jokes, which is why I thought of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're saying fish.
Fish like the fish.
Like the fish.
Like the animal.
Fish like a fish.
Yes, not like a jam band.
Oh, okay.
So Laura actually just texted me.
Oh, cool.
They're going to be on our next episode.
I'm really excited about that. We have never done that before.
Right. So she just texted me and said, by the way, making up fake news stories is hard. I give you guys props. So...
Oh, thank goodness. Someone outside of this table
understands.
Knows that it is hard. Because here's the thing. It's not just about making up bullshit. You really do have to straddle the line of feasibility without tipping your hand. It's like any good bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it, but there are times when I just put it off because I can't think of anything good.
At this point in the show, I think we both might have like a 50% success rate.
Yeah.
Like early on, we were both sort of like kind of challenging each other, but it becomes pretty clear after doing this many, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
It's statistics.
Every now and then we might have like an off night coming up with something and it's kind of obvious, but not that often.
I think very frequently I tip my own hand, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I know what I think sounds feasible, and it seems obvious to me.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like you've tipped your hand.
Yeah. It's fun though. It's fun, Laura. I hope you're having fun at least, because for God's sakes, if you can't do it effortlessly, at least have fun doing it.
Right. I'm trying to think of anything else. Today.
No, please go ahead.
Today I was having a conversation at work. We're kind of slow towards the end of the night. And somehow, like, horror movies came up. And my boss is like, oh, you don't like scary movies, do you? And I'm like, oh, no, I do. I just didn't see that one.
Yeah.
It was we were talking about Blair Witch. I was like, oh, I never saw that.
Neither did I.
We were actually talking about the podcast. And he said something. Yeah, he said something about, like, I was saying how we don't expect to make money off of it. If we did, that would be awesome. But we don't really expect that to happen.
Probably won't.
And he's like, oh, you gotta have the topic be something like blah, blah, blah thing because it's popular right now. And it's gotta be like what people want to hear. And I'm like, we talk about cults sometimes. Like we talk about a lot of stuff.
For the record, my promise to the listener, I would sooner die than do something just because it's popular.
Right. That's not what this is about. We do it because we want to do it and we enjoy it. And
I mean, if we were disingenuous about what interested us in the first place,
no one would want to listen to it.
What the fuck are we doing? It's a waste of time.
So, anyway, he's like, wasn't Blair Witch about cults? And I was like, I honestly didn't see Blair Witch. He's like, really? And then we started talking about horror movies. And he thought I didn't like them. And I was like, I like scary movies. Yeah. And then I was like, I really like watching scary movies when I'm depressed. And then he asked me a question that I didn't expect him to ask me, which was, how do you know when you're depressed? And I was like, it's a valid question. I don't know how to answer that because I feel depressed. Like, at some point I just notice I'm depressed. And so the best response I could come up with was, when I don't feel like living. Like, I guess that's the answer. Like,
Oh
when
God.
I don't feel like existing. Like, I don't want to die. I just don't want to be here. I don't want to do anything.
Can I offer you like a somewhat similar dark anecdote to this story?
Yeah.
Because I made a joke today that was way too dark. It was like way too dark. I realized it.
Why do millennials joke about death all the time?
Yeah, here's the thing: is it was apparent to me by Blaine's reaction that it was too dark,
Too real.
and his reaction was hysterical laughter. Like it wasn't like he went ooh, but I was talking about. I've got this rifle upstairs, which I took apart. You know this. I took this rifle apart because the sort of like loading mechanism has been jammed since I got it, and
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't shoot yourself.
yeah.
Because you found you were an assistant. There was no ammunition in it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, from the visible, like everything you can see, the chamber of the sort of whatever you're, I don't know.
It was stuck open.
Yeah, it was stuck in the open position.
From the view you had, you were pretty confident there was no
Yeah,
bullet or anything in it
yeah,
because you could see both sides. You could see inside of it, and you couldn't see it.
right. But when I took the screw apart and I banged the thing on the floor like the manual says to separate the thing in halves, what I found was an unfired, round inside the not quite the barrel, but below where the actual barrel is. Mm-hmm. And I kind of freaked out a bit. And I was telling Blaine about this today, and I was saying, like, God, what if I had actually shot the thing by accident and it bounces off the wall, comes back and kills me? And then I said something like, we were joking about people's reactions to that. And my joke was, oh my God, I can't believe it was an accident.
Wait.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe it was an accident, right? Like, which is way too dark. And I realized after I said it because he was laughing and tears were coming out of his eyes. It was
But it's honest.
It was, the thing is, it was very bitter, way too dark, but I knew it was funny, and I felt a little guilty after I said it. But
It's fine.
yeah.
I feel like Blaine can handle it.
Yeah,
he
no.
clearly was okay with it.
I don't know. That just fucking cracked me up.
Can't believe it was an accident.
More than me saying it, his reaction to
Right.
it was my favorite part of that.
Yeah. How do you know when you're depressed? I don't feel like living anymore.
I just don't want to be a person.
It caught him off guard.
Right. That's the thing is, some people have no experience with that.
Well, and he was saying he hasn't. This is the first year that he really has had any experience with it. So I think it was a genuine question. It was just like, how do you know, like, what makes you go, oh, I'm depressed?
Yeah.
But it's usually a gradual thing. It's like, some people feel numb when they're depressed.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the opposite. I feel like anything could set me off into a crying jack. Like, my emotions are really close at the surface, and that's not normally the case with me. I usually gotta kind of dig for them. So
Right. So when they're right up at the surface, it's like, okay,
right.
something's wrong.
And when it's like consistently like several days of just like feeling like anything can make me want to cry, and like just like having a real short fuse and just not wanting to do anything and just like feeling like crap in general. And then I get the whole like the mindset of like, I don't want to die. I don't want to kill myself, but I really don't want to exist anymore.
For the record, God, I don't know if this is way too personal, but I feel like, the kind of people we draw into our lives know what this is about.
Right.
It's like,
and
just being depressed is what it is.
Everyone deals with mental illness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confident saying everyone deals with mental illness.
Yeah,
I don't know a single person who hasn't had some kind of issue of like anxiety or a panic attack or depression in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not like clinically depressed or like
Right.
you have an actual diagnosis. Everyone has experienced something.
Right.
I think it's just the way our minds are. We're just like stewing in chemicals and electrical charge up there.
Yeah.
Like,
The human animal is a poorly optimized machine.
right. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's like an intricate balance.
Yeah,
and
right.
one little thing is not there in the right amount or in the right place at the right time in your brain. And
The human mind is like the McDonald's ice cream, the milkshake machine. In a perfect world,
it's often being cleaned.
in a perfect world, it's operational all the open hours. But in practice, it's usually being cleaned right when you want one. That's basically it, right?
I think that's how that goes.
I think my metaphor was pretty good. Let's move on.
Stands. So would you like the news?
I would. After
On
that
that
weird
note,
diversion, yes,
I
let's
like
do
that
the news.
metaphor. I
Yeah.
think it stands. I stand by it.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
Wendy's is where it's at, you guys. If you have a Wendy's near you, go to it.
I've never been told no when I've asked for a Frosty. Just saying.
Not even just that, but just as a quick aside, they got like a butter cookie milkshake, and apparently
really?
it's fantastic. Yeah, apparently it's really good.
Now I want that.
My Pap orders them 2 at a time.
Aw.
Yeah, but
I love your Pap.
Me too. He's in the hospital right now. You know this, right?
I did not know that.
gosh,
This
well,
is a good way for me to
Yeah.
find out.
We're gonna talk about that off air. He's okay, but he's
Okay.
not doing super great, but he's okay.
Aw, poor Pap.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's such a good guy, that Pap.
Not a great time to bring it up.
Yeah, maybe not the time. Man, this episode's just real dark.
Ooh.
Real dark.
We're doing
tonight.
great. Hey, what's
It's
the
okay.
news, girlfriend?
So, first up on the docket.
By the way, the news quiz is a game we like to play here on this show, wherein one of us will provide the other with 2 false stories and 1 true news story. In this case, my job is to guess the true news story, or truths, as we call it, and not the false news story, or as we call it, fnews.
We've never called
We've
it
never
that.
called it that. We are now, though.
All right, you ready?
I am so ready.
First one.
All right.
Cephalopod prison. Shed Aquarium's giant Pacific octopus Opal on lockdown after breaking out of tank and stealing head biologist lunch.
Please let it be that.
All right, second one. Army of life-size Mark Zuckerberg cardboard cutouts storms Capitol lawn.
Okay, that feels really real. That feels so real to me. In light of everything, that feels so real to me.
Third one.
Third one.
Woman embalmed alive when hospital administered IV formalin instead of saline.
Repeat that one once more time.
Woman embalmed alive when the hospital administered IV formalin, like formaldehyde, instead of saline.
Christ, I hope not.
What, do you want a repeat of all 3?
Yeah, I want all 3 again.
Cephalopod prison. Shed Aquarium's giant Pacific octopus Opal. I keep saying octopus, weird.
You say octopus.
I do. Oh, I've never pronounced it like that before tonight.
Okay.
Giant Pacific octopus Opal on lockdown after breaking out of tank and stealing head biologist lunch.
I'm like begging the universe for that one.
Army of life-size Mark Zuckerberg cardboard cutouts storms Capitol lawn. And woman embalmed alive when hospital administered IV formalin instead of saline.
Okay. First of all, can I just say, great news quiz.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a hell of a lot of fun.
I did it not at the last minute. I can tell my success rate is better. Like, I have a better news quiz when I don't wait till 5 minutes before the podcast.
Yeah, because you need that time for all the weird images and ideas to meld in your head.
Right, and I need time to, like, go back later and be like, nah, I don't like that one. I don't often change my mind, but every now and then, like, I need time to stew on it.
Okay. I have a guess.
Okay.
Without elaborating at length, I will say I hope I'm wrong. I hope that the octopus is in jail for stealing lunch. But I think the cardboard Zucks are on the rise. That's my answer.
You are correct, sir. Would you like to see a picture?
Oh my God, please.
It's actually a video, but
Oh my God, I love it. Honestly, yeah, it's just, that seems so real because as our listeners might know, Mark Zuckerberg spent the last 2 days on Capitol Hill answering a bunch of questions to people who don't know how the internet works. Look at that.
and they're wearing Fix Facebook t-shirts.
Fix Facebook. See, that's how you do a protest.
Right?
That's how you do a protest. You put a bunch of goofy looking Mark Zuckerberg somewhere with a catchy phrase on their t-shirts.
Yep. So the cephalopod prison is not true.
Oh my God.
Although it very well could be, because I have seen videos of
Yeah.
octopi breaking out of their tanks and sneaking across the room and doing stuff
Yeah. They're really clever.
the last one isn't true.
The
It's
reason
partly true.
I leaned away from it because I know you can't be embalmed by IV just like
Right.
with a bag that you'd have to replace everything.
Right. And what actually happened to her, it wasn't an IV. She was having a procedure done, and instead of, they had her opened up, and instead of rinsing the area with saline, they rinsed her with formalin.
Oh no.
And it did end up causing her death.
Oh shit.
It was a really, really bad mistake. And people are like, why do they even have that? How
why
was that
was it there?
mistake made? And this is in Germany, by the way. It wasn't in the United States.
There's not a legitimate medical reason to put formalin in a
There-
living person's body, is
Not
there?
at that strength.
Right.
Not at that strength.
It's like one of those things if you had found out that someone's body had been rinsed with diesel fuel, you would have the same questions. Like, why the
Right.
fuck was it there in a bag that
But
looked close enough?
this was going around Facebook, and what's going around is that it was done by IV and that she was basically embalmed alive, and that wasn't what happened.
Okay.
It wasn't an IV. Instead of rinsing with saline, they rinsed with formalin,
Yeah.
and it did end up causing complications. She was taken to another hospital to try to address them,
Yeah.
but she ended up passing away from the complications
God, how
that
horrifying.
it caused. That's messed up, and I'm pretty sure they're seeking legal action and stuff, as they should,
Oh, yeah.
because that's
God,
crazy.
In America, meanwhile, we'll sue over goddamn anything.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to sue over that one.
We'll sue over getting Indian food that's too spicy.
And I'm just waiting for my time.
Mm-hmm. That's why they won't give you the real Indian hot. I'm just saying.
I know that. And here's the thing. When I ordered from her, I said, I think I'd like to try the Indian hot.
Yeah.
That was the wrong cadence.
You hedged too much in your cadence.
Everything about it. The wording, the
Right.
cadence, my face.
Next time you should just yell in her face, Indian hot!
That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Hi, I'd like the Vindaloo. I'd like it.
Just yell right in her face.
Yeah,
She was a very good waitress, actually. A very good server.
Yeah.
And she
Oh, you
laughed at me.
I was going to say, you like her because you made her laugh.
I made her laugh.
Hey, that's a good reason to
I
like
made her laugh
somebody.
against her will, which I always appreciate. I could tell she was trying not to,
Yeah.
but then as she was walking away, she started cracking up, and I love that feeling. I live for that feeling.
You voodooed her with the darkness of that's why I'm never getting married.
And then
Yeah.
Matt and Grace are getting married, and we're
Right.
excited to go to their wedding.
Oh, sure, yeah. That's not
But
the issue here.
yeah, they said something, and I was like, that's why we're never getting married.
Yeah.
And then they said something else, and I'm like, also why we're never getting married. And after the second time of saying it, the waitress just lost it
Yeah.
and just was cracking up as she walked
That's
away.
another one of those things that, to you and I, is not especially, dark in nature. But I think for most normal people, to
Right.
say that seems somehow shocking.
It's
Because for
it's
most
because
normal
we've
people,
been
it's like,
we've
why
been
would
living
you?
with that mindset for
Yeah.
a long time, so
Yeah.
it's normal to us. But
Yeah.
for most people, wanting to get married is a standard. It's just the socially acceptable.
Acceptable. Man, it's a
Socially
late night.
acceptable receptacle. It's the socially acceptable thing to do. It's on the list of things that you do and that you should want
Sure.
to do.
To not want to do it is almost heresy to normal people.
Right. And so for someone to be not doing that,
Yeah.
also why I'm not doing that.
Yeah. You got her.
It made her laugh, and I was very proud.
I enjoyed that moment too.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. And she was just in general a really good server. She was nice.
It is time for our middle segment and for a little thing that I have laid out here for you to do that I forgot about, but you discovered on the table in front of me.
Yes.
So let's talk about this here. This is
It's squishy.
It is squishy. I will tell you what this is so you do not fear it. But so on Tuesday, Chris has been out of town. This should not be news to anybody, but let's just say it since it's already a half a week old.
And on Facebook.
Chris and Trish are engaged, which is super fucking exciting.
Congratulations.
Oh my
officially
God.
from Goose Chase Podcast.
I have talked to a number of people about this event, including Joe Draft today.
Oh, yeah?
I talked to Joe Draft on the phone, who was like, man, I am happy for them. He said something like, when I'm hanging out, because he hasn't been in town for a long time, he said, when I hung out with Chris and Trisha, I never felt like I was hanging out with Chris and Chris's girlfriend.
Right.
And I really kind of I got the point he was making is like, Trisha's cool, and I never feel like I have to watch myself around her. Watch what I say.
I think you could say that for everyone in our friend group.
Yeah, I think so
who
too.
we hang out with. Like everyone who is coupled up, not a single one of them would I just not hang out with them individually.
Right, exactly.
It's not like anyone's significant other is tagging along.
Yeah, I don't think we draw
We're friends
tag-alongs.
with everyone.
Yeah.
And it's the personalities that we attract, because if there's ever someone whose significant other can't keep up, basically, they're not around for very long.
Kind of, in a way, right?
Yeah. We just chop them down.
We forcibly remove them. No,
Yeah,
we
there
don't
are a
do
lot
that.
of people have gone missing, weirdly.
Anyway, aside from that point, on Tuesday, because we couldn't do the ordinary dude cast, me and Ben hung out at Ben's place, and Aubrey hung out with us. We did the dude's night with a lady. We had an awesome night. All three
Did
of
you
us.
record, or did you just put the...
We put together the sketches episode for the dude cast, which was, I had a lot of fun doing that.
I haven't listened yet, but I have it downloaded and ready to listen.
But one of the things that Ben and Aubrey and I did was enjoy these beautiful, weird delicacies that she brought for that evening.
Where did she get them?
Cleveland. Aubrey and Miss Tina got these in Cleveland at a restaurant, the name of which I don't know. They're called sesame balls for at least one obvious reason. The outside is entirely coated with sesame seed.
Right.
But what they consist of mostly is like a glutinous rice flour that makes up the outside and a delicious red bean paste that makes up the inside.
Yeah, I definitely got an Asian feel
Yeah.
of this with all the sesame seeds and the weird texture.
They do have a weird texture. It's
like
also been it's been a day now, so they're kind of they're softer, squishier after this time. But even that day, they were kind of squishy in your hand.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dome. It's not quite a ball because it's flat on the bottom,
Right.
And it's completely covered in sesame seeds. It's like a pale color,
It's roughly the size of like a baseball, I guess, but flat on
but
one
flat
side.
on one side. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe more like a tennis ball.
yeah. I'm
But
gonna bite into
I was
this.
gonna say, rather than us cut this in half, since I already had one, I feel like you just gotta tear into this one.
I'm a little bit afraid.
You should not be afraid. I promise you.
I know I like red bean paste because I've had it.
It's going to take you a while to get to the red bean paste anyway. So if you want to rip into that bad boy, you're going to go through a gelatinous layer of sweet
That's
rice
really
goop.
weird.
It's very odd. It's like a gummy.
Okay,
But
it's kind of like mochi.
Like what? Give you a minute.
Like mochi. Like the...
Mochi. Oh. I guess. Well, mochi is the ice cream, right?
Yeah, but it has that coating.
It's
On the
got
outside?
a little bit of a glutinous gummy
Yeah, it's like that
outside.
rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is probably a big component in that to begin with.
It's not bad. It is definitely
It's a strange thing, but it's not bad. Now, the one thing about it is that they're deep fried, which you wouldn't know, I guess, especially after a day and a half or 2 days.
can't really tell because they're not really crispy, but
Right.
now.
Even when I bit into them, they weren't quite crispy exactly. But one of the things about them is that, critical to cooking them is putting them in hot oil and rolling them constantly. Like, it's really important to, like, heat them evenly on all sides. Or else you end up with, like, a weird thing going on. I don't know. I tried to read an article about how to make them because I thought they were so interesting. I would love to try to make something like that.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. How much of the red bean paste have you gotten into yet?
Just a little bit.
My observation was that it tasted kind of like peanut butter in a way.
I'm going to take a bite of it. That makes sense, like a proteiny.
Yeah, but even like
Savory.
vaguely the flavor is a little bit like peanut butter. I can't really quite place why. It might be that it's like a sweet salty thing. It might be that actually there's some
Kinda
peanut in
reminds me
there.
of dates.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
They probably fried it in peanut oil.
Yeah. Yeah, actually that's a good point. It's probably peanut oil on the outside of it.
I don't dislike this.
It's odd though, right?
It's good.
It's like a super weird. There's nothing else like that anywhere.
I've
that I
had
can
a
think
lot of like red bean desserts before because I like sushi. I've gone to Japanese restaurants and eaten dessert there. So
Yeah.
it tastes like when you get red bean as a dessert.
Right. But like the thing about it to me that's so unique is like the texture, and this is why I didn't want to cut it in half. Like eating it is all about just sinking your mouth around this weird squishy gummy kind of ball.
It's like a quarter of an inch to half an inch thick on the top. The bottom it's not quite consistent all the way around, but
Yeah, it might have settled quite a bit too.
yeah,
'cause,
the
you know,
dough is
gravity.
like half an inch thick.
Yeah.
So it's this weird gummy, ricey, like when you cook rice in a rice cooker, but you don't rinse it first.
Yeah.
And so it gets
Yeah,
like
that starchiness in
real
between it all.
starchy and gooey, and some of it kind of like forms together. Like that, if you put it in a blender,
Yeah.
is what it is. It's probably exactly what it
It's
is.
exactly what it is. Because after all, it's like rice flour. It's like pulverized rice heated up with water, you know? So in a way, that's exactly what it is, I think.
I know people really love these like middle segments where we just talk about something they can experience.
I was
and
going to say, I'm sure nobody likes
and I like
hearing
eat
food
on the
described
mic.
to them. But yeah,
It's interesting.
I thought that might make an interesting sort of middle segment. And actually,
I'm glad for it because I was at a loss. I had nothing to talk about.
I think I'd like to ask Aubrey exactly where they got this. So that we can give the restaurant a proper plug on the show. Apparently they take a little while to make. Not that long, but like, you know, you can count on them taking at least 20 minutes if you order them at a table, which is,
Well, the constant, like, they probably have to fry at a fairly low heat and then
Yeah.
the constant moving it around.
the care that goes into it is like a big part of it, I think. Oh.
I also want to know what it's called.
She said they were called sesame balls.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I looked, like I said, I looked up a recipe. You can totally make them. I have no idea how well you can do this at home,
Right.
but it's really kind of a very interesting and unique thing.
On the one hand, it seems simple,
Right. But
but it seems like
mastering
one of
that-
those things that, yeah, would be really hard to get it right
Yeah.
and consistently.
Yeah.
I think the rice part might not be that difficult.
Oh, we so have to have snacks for next week. When we have Laura and TJ on, we have to have snacks for next week.
We should.
It's super important. Snacks are everything.
Okay.
You gotta have happy guests, and that means snacks.
Maybe I'll pick up some like weird flavored chips and we could have a tasting.
Ooh, that's an interesting idea. We'll have to mill that around our noggins, but
I'll see if they're down for that.
in the meanwhile, I think it is time for us to take a little break. We ran kind of long for the opening here.
Break your break. Well, I mean,
A little break.
there were sesame balls to be eaten and depression to talk about.
Right. All kinds of super personal shit to get into on a podcast for strangers.
I've talked about cysts near my genitals before. There is nothing too personal for me.
That's true. We kind of broke the seal really early.
That was like the second or third episode. I
I
think.
remember just looking at you across the table like,
Are you doing this to me right
jaw
now?
drop, like, I guess we're doing this. Anyway, we'll take a break and we will be back in a minute with the main segment for this episode. Stick around.
All right.
All right. Welcome back to Goose Chase, the show that pledges to give your children our bone powder to turn into gummy candy when we're dead.
That's the Goose Chase promise.
The conversations we miss in the breaks are like always good, and there's no way to bring them into the show after they've already happened. So that's a little taste of what we talk about when we're not recording this thing.
A little delicious taste. Gummy bears.
But it's main segment time.
For the record,
Ooh.
Albanese gummy bears are the best gummy bears. Don't even let anyone lie to you.
Texture-wise, flavor-wise,
Everything is good.
they're a premium gummy. People must know about the Albanese gummy bear.
You can get them at Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
And you can buy like a 5-pound bag for $11 on Amazon.
Worth.
Because that was Trisha's Christmas gift last year.
Whatever you do, if you haven't heard, here's the buzz on the street. Don't get the sugar-free Haribo or you will have diarrhea forever.
Yes, don't do that to yourself or anyone around you.
Apparently, there's like some amazing. If you pull up the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears on
The reviews
Amazon,
are good, yeah.
the reviews are golden. There's a guy whose name is going to escape me, and I hate that I can't remember what it is. He's a guy who like just writes funny reviews on Amazon, and one of his better ones was about the Haribo gummy bears. And then another one that was incredible was a singing Justin Bieber toothbrush. Do you know about this?
No, I don't.
He writes it from the perspective of an Arctic explorer who is marooned by himself. All of his team is gone. All he has is the singing Bieber toothbrush, and it's his only companion.
Oh no, it's like Wilson.
It's his Wilson. He's like losing his mind out there amongst the penguins. All he's got is this fucking toothbrush singing a baby, baby, baby.
Now, one might ask if he has access to the internet to put this this review on there. Why does one not reach out to civilization and ask for rescue?
We suspend our disbelief when it comes to this man.
Okay.
Of course it doesn't work, but he's so funny. I mean, he's incredible.
It's creative. I'll give him that.
The next time we get on this podcast, I'm gonna have to try and make a note to remember Amazon review guy. I cannot remember his name.
The name of the restaurant where the sesame ball came from. We want to try to find that out too. And I also just wanted to point out I'm drinking this strawberry soda, strawberry flavored crisp, caffeine free.
Let's take a minute to talk about this strawberry soda. How do you feel about it?
I like it. It doesn't taste all that different from the orange soda.
Yeah.
Except slightly in the flavor, obviously. One tastes like orange, one tastes like strawberry. But
yeah,
it's like they just traded those flavorings out. Everything else is the same.
I'm trying to mix up sodies in this house. I'm trying to keep a nice soda diversity.
I really need to drink a lot less soda.
Yeah, I probably should be getting more sugar-free sodies.
I should just be not drinking soda at all. But strawberry soda.
Strawberry soda, what are you going to do?
I can't help myself.
It's like Red Pop. It's basically Red Pop.
It's basically, it is red.
It is
and
red.
It is pop.
It's both red and pop, so you do
it
the math.
Counts.
Would you like to introduce this topic?
I forget the names.
The names are Titanic Sinclair, That Poppy, and Mars Argo.
So what I know of these people are they're musicians and internet personalities, and they seem to be somewhat satirical. But that's essentially what I know. I started to fall into a YouTube hole one night and went, nope. I don't have the patience to do this.
You trying to tell me you fell into the poppy hole? Because boy, do I have some stuff to talk about with you.
I fell into the poppy hole, and because she's mystifying and really weird, and I was just like, this isn't a real person. Like, this is clearly a shtick. And then Mars Argo, like I found one of their videos was like a related video, and I watched that, and I actually liked the song. I was like, this is really good. And so I started looking them up, and then found that they were all kind of interrelated, and was like, oh, okay.
Right. I will
and
tell
then I was
you,
like, I'll make Dave do the research because I don't wanna.
Can I just tell you, this is a great topic. I'm so glad you put this on the list.
I was a little worried that it wouldn't be, because it feels a very like YouTube stuff.
The nature of this show is always that we find meaning in a given topic. We always find
That's
something
true.
really interesting. This is no exception for me. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna. Hey, listener, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel about this. I was excited. I
Well,
was
I'm glad that
interested.
you found stuff. And it is true, we always do find
Yeah.
something worth talking about when we start digging.
Right.
I think that's just the nature of being a human being and being curious.
Yeah. So I will start this off by saying my initial question, Googling these three names in one search, led me to start with who is Poppy? When I put these names all together and I searched and I saw a couple of results and I was looking around at what this is, I went, okay, I need to know who Poppy is first. So that's where I started my research here. And I think the Poppy question ended up being the substantial meat of this topic.
She does seem like the linchpin.
Yeah, I think so. Like Poppy is to me at least the entry point into this investigation of this topic.
And she's the weirdest for sure.
Yes. So when I got started, like I said, I searched for these names and I came upon one of the first things that really grabbed me was a video called "I'm Poppy." You've probably seen it.
I might have. I forget what all I've seen of her.
If you went into the YouTube hole on Poppy, one of the first things you find is a video called "I'm Poppy." It's like the most popular Poppy video. It's the Poppy's poppiest video.
It's probably the poppiest of all the poppies.
It's a highly poppy video. It's what it is just this girl, Poppy. She appears very young. 18 to
Like,
23. She
real
seems very
pale.
young. Very pale.
Like white blonde hair.
Very white blonde hair. And she's just saying, "I'm Poppy." And then Matt, like a quick cut, "I'm Poppy." Cut. "I'm Poppy." Cut. "I'm Poppy." Cut. "I'm Poppy."
Yeah, she always comes off as like real.
Android.
Yeah, like no real emotion, like real devoid of anything. Just
Yes.
like weird and spacey and like, "I'm Poppy."
Yeah. Which right there is the hook for us. I think
Yeah.
like that's the hook for anyone. I guess probably the root of the interest in Poppy is this very thing. Is like Poppy's personality or the way that Poppy seems to present herself in these videos is always
I think she's a super millennial thing. Like it
Yes.
is a millennial. That is a millennial.
the fascination and fixation on Poppy that I will talk about later is entirely, I believe, millennial.
Well, it's a satire on millennials by millennials.
I think so. That's a great way to start looking at this. Like that's a good thing to keep in mind when we're talking about Poppy. I watched this. By the way, this video, the "I'm Poppy" video, is 10 minutes long.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't because I watched for a while and then I read the comments and I saw people saying, "Hey, did anyone notice this kind of like loops?" And I went, "Oh," and then I started paying attention. I went, "Okay, yeah, it does loop. Like there's only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes that's actually like its own content, and then it starts looping again."
Okay.
So I went, "Okay." I followed up with another video, and I found a video in which Poppy is interviewing a potted plant, and I was hooked. I'm like, "Okay, this is super weird. Let's keep going."
I know she talks kind of like this.
She has a oh god, I can't do it. My man voice does not hit the but it's her presence and voice can be described as placid. And
She has this is the most excited that she sounds.
exactly like think voiceover for like a cartoon pony. Like we're
Oh,
talking
yeah, almost like
super
ASMR
Yes.
quiet
yes.
kind of quality to it.
That's a good point. Is like the audio space, the way that she's recorded is always like it's quiet, close, ASMR in the sense that the pops and hisses of the consonants
Right,
of the
it's
voice
very
are
soft.
clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a really, really delicate vocal
It's like
character.
someone who decided I'm going to make myself be as non-abrasive as possible.
Yes. That's
Like,
another
it
good
seems
observation.
super intentional.
I think so too. That's a really good point. Is like this is the most inoffensive expression of like femininity, maybe in particular.
Yeah.
It's like super. It's super gentle.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
almost stereotypical
right.
of what like a woman should sound like or a young girl should sound like.
Yeah, almost like sort of like a maybe specifically Japanese representation of
Yeah.
femininity.
Yeah. I can get that.
So, in the video that she's interviewing the potted plant, she's asking the plant really weird questions, like,
Yeah.
"Isn't it great to be alive?" And then the plant says, "Yes, it is. Thank you for not killing me."
Does a plant actually have a voice?
It has a voiceover. It has like
Okay.
the camera cuts to a plant who says, "Yes, it is. Thank you for not killing me." Which is super
A lot
weird.
of her stuff is like about murder or like gets real dark, but it's
Yes.
weird. The juxtaposition of her doing it is
Yes.
what makes it
Because that's where I'm
weird.
going with this, is that there's like a menace to a lot of these videos.
Right.
I watched maybe like 12 videos, and there are
That's a lot of
way
Poppy.
more. Yeah, I know. And I didn't watch all of them because some of them are going for like a really long time, and they're
Yeah.
often very repetitive. That I'm Poppy, I'm Poppy, I'm Poppy. That's like a characteristic of a lot of these videos.
Yeah.
One of them was, I think I talk about it later, a video where she's saying, "Why won't they listen? Why won't they listen? They're not gonna listen." It's like that kind of thing for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yes, the questions can be menacing. The subject material can be kind of creepy. And oftentimes there's like a bass swell of like synth, like bassy synth music behind her, which like makes the whole thing extremely creepy. One video was called Everybody is Boring. And it has this weird electronic music behind it, and Poppy is saying all these odd things, like non sequiturs is a big characteristic of these.
Yeah.
At one point, she says, "If you think about it, time isn't exactly linear. It's more of a transparent cube," which doesn't make sense to me. And then she says, "I'm boring. You're boring. Everybody is boring." So like the takeaway for these, they have this unsettling feeling as if they're like made for children almost in a way, but they have these sinister kind of adult overtones.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, maybe a few videos in, I was concerned for Poppy. Like, I know this must be intentional.
Right.
The feeling I had for this person who is at probably both at once like a character and a person as far as the universe of these videos is concerned, I was concerned for that character.
Yeah. I definitely went into it knowing it's a character.
Yeah.
Like the little amount of research I did do made me confident that these three are all characters and it's very intentional. But yeah, it is like a very disconcerting thing that she does.
Yeah. Like there's tons of these videos. And they range from like kind of unsettling to kind of cute and weird to like explicitly unsettling.
Yeah.
One video ends with a trickle of blood running out her nose for like a second. Like,
So you're like, did I just see that?
yeah, right. It was. I remember watching that one and going like, "What?" And like replaying, go back like 10 seconds. Did I see that? That's fucking weird. So, yeah, like I said, I can't tell if they're all exactly as sinister as I imagined, or if it's just kind of like what happens when you juxtapose kind of cute stuff against weird music with like basically open-ended dialogue and questions. Some of the videos are, kind of, oh no. So when you juxtapose basically a cute, innocent young girl alongside scary bass tones and then add in the sound of helicopters or like, like I said, non sequitur statements, like I feel like this is the desired effect of these videos.
Right. And like unexpected content. Like you said, it's the innocence thing.
Yeah.
And
that's a
then
big
the
factor.
kind of sinister questions or the weird dark content
Yeah.
being said in this almost childlike way.
Yes. And I think you can, like, in fairness, even setting aside their intentions, you can read a lot of meaning into stuff like this. it could be done on purpose to just kind of get the creeps out of everybody,
Yeah.
or it could be some kind of like artistic commentary, it could be, something about the nature of the woes of celebrity. There's a lot of like things that get implied in these videos.
Right. I get the feeling that it is satirical,
Yeah.
but I also like part of me wonders if it was like, yeah, this is like a weird thing we did and we were kind of being satirical and then people started watching, so we just like kept doing it.
Now, to that point, I actually think that the Poppy as a character and persona was very carefully and particularly planned.
Yeah.
Because basically the I'm Poppy video is the first video that got really big.
Uh-huh.
Prior to that, there were like a couple of videos kind of testing out the Poppy character.
Yeah.
So
clearly once they hit on something that worked, they're like, all right, now we'll go.
yes, like on that channel, there was a video of like Poppy eating cotton candy with like sound effects or something like that. It was like, it seemed like an art house experiment.
Right.
That just happened to hit in a certain way.
It does seem like that kind of, oh God, what do you call that? Of like, you walk into a museum and there's like a live art exhibit and it's like a person
Like
doing
performance
something.
art.
Like performance art, yeah. But now we can do it on YouTube and not have to do it on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I do think a big part of the Poppy character, and I'll get into this part a little bit later, is performance art. And I think that's validated by some of the other things that come out of people's looks into what Poppy is. So now, brief aside, let's talk about Titanic Sinclair.
Okay. I feel like he's kind of the producer of all of this.
That is exactly how I would describe it.
Okay. That was the gist that I got from the little bit that I looked into it.
Now, before we go too much farther about Titanic Sinclair, I want to say this. When Poppy initially started hitting the internet, it seems like a lot of people weren't sure Poppy was an actual person.
Like they thought it might be like computer generated?
Yes. Like it seems like an initial reaction was, it's Uncanny Valley.
Okay.
You know?
I can get that, but I do think it is a real person.
Honestly, if you're listening to this right now, pause and go watch a quick
Yeah,
Poppy video.
yeah.
Like this will help you appreciate why people don't necessarily believe that Poppy was a real person, because something about the very specific nature of the way that Poppy like behaves, speaks, the lighting, everything kind of does feel Uncanny Valley in a way.
I do think that's really intentional, though. I do think she's a real person, but I think that's their point.
Yes. Now, this is bearing in mind that this is when it hit, and like people didn't know who Poppy was.
Right. That's true. It's just this weird thing. And that is the way she talks. Like,
Yeah.
it is. I could totally see someone thinking it's Uncanny Valley.
Right. Because I've seen like a handful of videos of like, there was one particularly really, really great video of like a CGI character speaking and answering an interviewer's questions that turned out not to be a person at all.
Yeah, I think we've watched that.
Yeah, I think we have too. It was like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. So there's some really great CG work out there that is now starting to fool the eye completely. So I could see why people were suspicious. But back to Titanic Sinclair. I want to say he is decidedly as mysterious as Poppy is on some level. His real name is available to the world. Even in his Wikipedia page, I believe his name is Corey Michael Mixter. That might also be a fake name because it just doesn't sound quite real.
I feel like that's probably fake.
His website is kind of ridiculous in a really good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tracked down his website. Tracked down. It was easy to find. The website is really interesting. At the top of it, there is a scrolling quote, like animated. Like the website looks kind of like early 2000s, late 90s, with like animated graphics and moving text.
Nice.
And at the top of the site is the quote: "Titanic is the most creative person alive. I am giving him all of my money. Jay-Z."
I really like that.
I like that too. This is made doubly good by the fact that when you search for Titanic Sinclair, you know how Google sometimes will give you some results and then it'll give you some tweets and it'll give you some pages. So one of the tweets it shows for Titanic Sinclair is a tweet of his that says, "I believe everything I read on the internet."
Okay, so this is a well-cultivated character too.
I think so too. And actually, again, to the point of millennials, it feels so grounded in some kind of millennial reality that, like,
Yeah.
I cannot help but think every bit of this is not accidental. It's masterful.
Right.
This portrayal is really, really good.
That's what I picked up on it. Like, so we are, you and I are considered millennials, but I think we're just at the cusp of it, that I don't
Right.
necessarily feel like I'm really in the thick of it.
Yeah, we're like early millennials.
So it's sort of like peering in and going, okay, I kind of get it. But
Yeah.
when I started to like try to draw back the veil on this, I almost started to get frustrated because the characters are so well done
Yeah, they are.
that I was like, that's why I was like, I'm going to let someone else look this up for me because
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
Well, that's the thing, like in a way, what defines you as a millennial has less to do with when you were born and more to do with when you started getting into the internet. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like,
We're old millennials.
yeah, in a way, we're pretty old millennials. Like, we've experienced some stuff that the traditional millennial crowd weren't around
Yeah.
for.
I mean, we grew up with it, but not until we were like, oh, for me, I was probably like 12.
I mean, like, in my head, what is millennial culture? It's internet culture.
Yeah.
It's the internet. You know? Like,
Well, we've been, when you and I grew up, we witnessed a lot of stuff change very quickly.
yeah.
And I think everyone does. I mean, things are always changing quickly, but especially with the internet, it's like it blew up. And so we went from like not really having cell phones be a thing
Yeah.
to having smartphones and them being like necessary, and having the internet be something like you go on occasionally as a kid on the family computer, to like everyone having a phone that you use regularly. Like
Yeah.
the access to it
Right.
is really defining. And so we've seen both sides of these things.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
I think of like a true millennial being someone who didn't see the first side of that, of like
Right.
being introduced to it. It was just handed to you. You inherited this fortune.
Yeah, like they have no idea of the experience of internet time being limited
Right.
by
Or
when you had to have the phone free. Like
a
that kind of
single
thing.
portal to the internet.
Yeah, like we have
like
one
a
box in your
computer.
house. Yeah.
In our house, it was in the basement.
Yeah.
And which my brother's bedroom was also in the basement, but on the other side of the basement was the computer.
We're gonna sound so old to some people and so young to other people
Right.
by talking about this.
Right,
Because it's
but
such
that's-
it's a narrow window that this was a
Right,
thing.
exactly. It
It's like
happened so fast.
It's like a 7-year span that anyone knows what the fuck we're talking about.
Right. I remember going on AIM,
Woo! Let's get into it.
chatting with people,
Yeah.
having role-playing sessions on
Okay.
AIM with people, not like dirty, sexy ones,
Okay,
but
but
like
you put your hands up and acted embarrassed. So I'm like, what are you
because
talking
it was
about?
like vampire roleplay. It's embarrassing. I was a
Wow.
nerdy kid.
Did you get them 60 hours free with that CD-ROM? Because that's what
We,
most of us did.
we probably
You
did.
put that AOL CD-ROM in, you get them
We
60 hours
probably did.
free.
My brother was handling all of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I guess what I was driving at there is that this feels very grounded in a sensibility I understand.
Yeah.
I was going to say about Titanic Sinclair. There is a ton of really cool, interesting stuff on his page. Mm-hmm. In particular, I think he's actually that creative. I think he's
Yeah.
actually that good. I could be wrong, but there's a video on his page in particular that got my attention. It's by a band called Knox Hamilton. The video is called Washed Up Together, and the video features people. It's like a top-down perspective of people laying down, like with the camera above them, and they're being shrink wrapped as they mouth lyrics to the song.
Okay.
It's like a poppy, fun song, and you see like the sheet of plastic over their faces, and you see the air getting sucked out, and their noses getting squished, right? And I thought this sounded crazy dangerous. It looked crazy dangerous to me as I was watching. But of course, at the end of the video, because they must have realized how fucking horrifying that might be to some people.
Yeah.
Particularly people who don't want to be asphyxiated. One of the people at the end of the video just kind of lifts the sheet off of him and kind of like waves his arms around all silly. So you see how easy it was to escape the shrink wrap or whatever. But just that very concept for a video, it was so effective to me, and I'd never seen anything like it, that I thought this guy might be the real deal.
Yeah, and I forget what song it was that I had seen. That I believe Titanic Sinclair was in the band, and also Mars Argo.
Mars Argo. Yeah. So there's one video I didn't watch that he's plainly in. It looks like they're in a waiting room. They're like sitting in chairs in what looks like a kind of a waiting room environment.
I feel like the one I saw was like just them in a room in a band playing, like they're the band playing music. Like it was very plain. It wasn't. Yeah. There might have been some weird stuff happening in it, but I can't really remember. But the music was good. Like I liked it. Yeah. That's why I started looking into it, because I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I want to know more about them. Yeah. And then I wasn't finding too much and was like, okay, this is like a character. And then they kind of stopped with that and went a different direction.
I think the short answer to that is that there isn't actually that much.
Yeah.
Which I will get into some of that later, as far as what, what Mars Argo is, but what happened to Mars Argo. There's a little bit I'm going to touch on a bit. Most of this centered around Poppy, as far as my research went, but Mars Argo is a bit of an anecdotal.
Is ending. Mars Argo another individual, or was it the band?
Well, my interpretation was that Mars Argo was the woman involved, the female vocalist and performer.
That's what I thought.
But you could also see it as a project.
Yeah.
I think actually, conceptually speaking, it was both, which is something I will also get into a little bit. But to the next section, the next thing I wanted to talk about here is that I want to talk about the comments. I want to talk about the internet behavior and obsession and conversation around Poppy. I wrote that I don't think you can talk about something as odd and unique as Poppy without talking about people's reaction to Poppy. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I think that's like for me, that's where the actual meat of this is.
Right. Imagine being one of the first people to see one of her early videos.
Yeah, right.
And be like, what the fuck is happening?
Right. And also that, again, like we're used to just seeing something and then binging all of it.
Yeah.
But to imagine seeing a 10-minute video of someone going, I'm Poppy, I'm Poppy, I'm Poppy, and then having to wait. And
that's it.
Yeah.
There's like another video of her eating cotton candy, and then that's all you get.
Yeah, right. Like, it's not... It's hard to appreciate a lot of this after the fact, which is why at least at one point in my research, I referred to somebody who was researching it in real time. Mm-hmm. I wrote that the people in the comments of a lot of Poppy videos seem to be basically... oh God, I got tripped up over my own writing. So a lot of people seem concerned. I mentioned the "Why Won't They Listen" video. Mm-hmm. There were multiple theories scattered through the comments on what that meant. Yeah. Because the nature of anything ambiguous is for people to go, oh, this means something. What does it mean?
And also, is it about me? Is it directed at us? Is it why aren't I listening?
Yes. Who's not listening, and who and why not, and can I stop it?
The reptilians.
Naturally.
Illuminati. Jay-Z. Beyonce.
Make that Illuminati track. No, this one. It's the upside down. There we go.
But still, the points are there. The points are there. That's too many points. That's a square.
Listeners have no idea that we're making the upside down Illuminati triangle.
We are, and I'm pointing wildly.
I'm saying Bell Illuminati. I'm saying Taco Bell. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, let's not talk about food. It's going to make me want to eat.
I know. Well, that's why I'm thawing ground beef up there. I have ground beef thawing in the
For some
upstairs.
Illuminati.
I was thinking about making us some tacos later. I don't know. Depends on how hungry you are. Anyway.
For a second, I thought you said Ben. And I was like, Ben's coming over? It's like kind of late for Ben to just be coming over for tacos. I mean,
It is.
if he wants, I guess. That's fine.
So, back to the point. The theories in the video were interpreted, interpreting this video to say that the phrase should be, meant or understood to mean that her producers weren't listening, or that she needed to back out of her contract and they wouldn't listen, or that she was in physical danger of some kind, or that the video in particular is meant to brainwash everybody, and they that won't listen is us until we're all brainwashed by Poppy. Like weird theories abounded in the comments. And I wrote, it seems like my reaction to Poppy is everyone else's reaction. They just kind of make you worry and wonder and speculate.
Yeah.
The open-endedness of it. I wrote later in a Wired article that I read about this, the author, whose name is Lexi Pandel, mentions that half the time you're watching a Poppy video, you end up jumping to the comments in the middle of the video. She says that this is the digital equivalent of looking at your friend in the movie theater to gauge their reaction to the scene you just
Right.
saw. I thought that was so fucking smart.
Yeah, because it is so ambiguous, you don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Until you find out how everyone else feels about it.
Yeah, I never thought about this before, but like that instinct that makes you want to pull down to the comments in the middle of something really like weird or shocking.
Yeah, well,
I never realized
it's kind of
but
that feeling of not wanting to be alone. And if you are alone, wanting to get more context to understand it.
Or even if you don't feel alone, just needing affirmation on what you're feeling. Like just someone back me up. Was that what
that's
I thought
weird,
it was?
right? Like, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we've been talking about this a lot lately, but it's like the time we went to the Indian restaurant, and we, not the most recent time, but one of the times before.
Yeah, we talked to Matt and Grace about this.
Yeah, we overheard a really weird conversation, and I love to people watch.
I love
and
overhearing.
I love overhearing conversations.
Yes.
But we kind of decided it was like a really awkward date sort of situation.
Yeah.
But we could not get out of the restaurant and into the car fast enough to be like, oh my God, did you hear what was happening?
You know what? We haven't talked about this on the podcast, so let's just say the conversation we overheard.
There was a whole lot of talk about Sister Act 2, the musical.
Yeah. The two people behind us were talking about basically nothing. It was very stilted conversation.
Oh, I felt so bad
And
for the one.
Yeah, the one guy kept bringing up Sister Act 2.
Yeah, and it was because the other guy actually had something to say in return to that, and so since it worked the first time to elicit conversation, I guess he brought it up a second time.
Right.
Because every other topic he'd bring up, the guy just like would not. He would give like one word answers, or like he just shut down the line of conversation.
Right.
And it kind of just seemed like two people who didn't really have that much in common and were uncomfortable. And so the guy who was trying to do all the talking, the guy who kept bringing up Sister Act 2, was like trying really hard, but just
ill-advisedly kept bringing up Sister
don't
Act
do
2.
that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
If it works once, you're lucky.
Bad date conversation. Take it from us.
It was that thing of like, in the moment, I didn't want to let on to you that like I was witnessing anything, but as soon as we both got in the car, we went, "What was that?"
It was super weird. Anyway.
It's that moment of, that was weird, right?
Yes, that was the moment
You
we shared.
were witnessing what I was witnessing?
In the car, that was the moment we shared, was like, holy shit, that wasn't just me, right?
Yeah.
That was odd,
I
right?
love those moments.
Yeah, me too.
Especially with you, because I can trust that we're on the same page. So whenever I get really excited when we witness one together.
We very frequently are on the same page.
As soon as we leave, I could be like, oh my God, yes.
So yeah, that's that's what Lexi Pandel referred to in that article, and I thought that was actually a really cool observation. Is
I
like,
think that's a good point.
I've done that many times and never realized that's what I'm looking for. Is like the holy shit, did you guys just see that? Like you look for validation with people. That's kind of what the comment section might most appropriately be for.
Yeah.
I wrote that the depth of fandom that exists around Poppy is enormous, and I guess probably unsurprising when you think about it. Poppy is Poppy is young, cute, mysterious, and maybe in danger, which has maybe deliberately been arranged to spawn all manner and variety of obsession around Poppy.
Right.
Those factors added up make for one toxic storm on the internet.
We were just talking, well, we weren't talking about, we were watching the Philly D episode, the Philip DeFranco episode of Hot Ones.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the early days of YouTube and getting into it and what he liked on YouTube. And he mentioned a show, and I forget what it was called now.
Lonely Girl.
Lonely Girl 13.
Lonely Girl 13.
Your description of Poppy just now reminded me of why Lonely Girl 13 was successful.
Yeah.
Because she was cute, she was young, she seemed somewhat innocent, and like she could be in danger.
Yeah. It's a weird mix of like attraction and wanting to protect someone.
Right.
And wanting to know more about someone.
It's intrigue. It's like a perfect storm.
Yeah. In a way, it's like an archetype that has played itself out so many times it barely bears repeating. But yeah,
it's just another version of the same thing. It is a YouTube soap opera. Yeah. But in Poppy's case, it's played out in weird snippets of her going, I'm Poppy.
Yeah.
I'm Poppy.
Yeah. Or why won't they listen? Why
won't they listen?
They're not gonna listen. There's another video that's similar to this, by the way, in which she says, Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys.
Oh, jeez.
I know, like, there's so many of these, and they're so fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
They're so weird. But they all elicit kind of like a similar reaction, right? Like they all add up to the image of Poppy. And what Poppy seems to be as an internet persona is, again, young, cute, mysterious, and maybe in trouble. And that like has an effect on people at large, but maybe especially on people who spend a lot of time online.
Yeah.
I wrote that people are in love with Poppy. People follow Poppy like a guru. People are frantically trying to rescue Poppy. And also, as an aside, and that's worth mentioning, people fucking hate Poppy. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't ever do anything online without people fucking hating it.
Right.
So, like, Poppy just has this very internet-like effect on people.
Yeah. She is the living version of the internet.
Yeah, the essence of what the internet does to people over a topic.
It's why I keep coming back to the whole, like, it's a very millennial thing. Yeah. She is millennial. She is the internet.
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
And if that is what they intended, it's brilliant. I don't know what they wanted her to be or what they expected to get or what their goal was or how much they've surpassed it and grown it as they went, but it might be genius.
It's hard to say what they actually intended because as far as I could tell on record, they don't talk that much about that. And I'll get into that later too. God, I hope I actually get into all the things I said I was going to get into because holy hell, some of it's in my head. You've said that a lot. Some of it's in my head, some of it's on the paper. We'll just see what actually happens.
They'll yell at us later if you don't get into it. We can always do a follow-up episode.
I wrote this. I wrote, like many other things on the internet, people want to know a lot more about Poppy. They want to know who she is, where she's from, how old she is, everything else. I wrote a great many ones and zeros have been pushed around to try to figure out more about Poppy.
And that was my reaction, too. Just being like, this is weird. Okay, what's this?
Yeah, like, it's the kind of thing, it's perfect for the internet to obsess about because just enough has been withheld.
Right.
To make it a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote, there's, again, like I talked about earlier, there's people that think Poppy isn't real, despite evidence that Poppy has actually played physical shows in front of actual crowds, has been interviewed by many actual humans, including the Wired author that I referred to earlier. Lexi Pandel. um, she has an actual name and an actual age, which I won't reveal here because it seems like Poppy prefers just to be Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
But Poppy is ostensibly a real person with a real name and a real past.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, to touch on the thing that I thought I was going to maybe forget about, there is, like I said, there's some evidence of who Poppy used to be.
Mm-hmm.
The Wired article I referred to mentioned finding a very old video of Poppy before Poppy was Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
And it had something to do with Poppy was like talking to a camera. She's sitting like in an empty bathtub with combat boots on and talking about bullies and like kind of like rallying. And it seems like there might be some history with Poppy that in a way, I guess it kind of makes sense with like the Poppy character.
Mm-hmm.
Is like if your backstory is you feel bullied and disenfranchised and you don't really care for the like everyone around you. I think it might have been that she grew up in Tennessee somewhere or whatever, and like if that's your backstory, why
Move to LA, become a weird internet sensation.
move to LA and become the most surface level thing you can be. Like transcend above all that shit and just be sort of bliss. Just be bliss.
Mm. And it does strike me as a very LA character.
Yes, I think so too.
I think that is part of the commentary
Yeah.
that they make.
A big part of what the Wired interview centered around is like trying to get to the middle of what Poppy's character is or who Poppy is. And also talking, because again, no, I don't think I said this already. The Wired interview was with both Titanic and Poppy
Oh, okay.
at a diner. Apparently, Titanic is very nice to talk to and very self-effacing and sort of laughs at what a blowhard he could be. Just like, like, oh, I'm rambling, that kind of thing. Apparently, very good to talk to. And meanwhile, Poppy, behind her sunglasses, is just sort of sitting there being pleasant and sort of just blissful. And I think that's the thing that came out of that interview that I remembered the most was the interviewer is trying to get at what is Poppy, what matters to Poppy, who is Poppy, and Poppy is talking about just why not just be on the surface, why not just enjoy what's on the surface.
I think
you can dig for depths, but why not just appreciate the beauty on the surface, the bliss on the surface.
Poppy, and possibly the point of Poppy, according to that,
Yeah.
is the exact opposite of the point of Goose Chase.
That's a really good point.
Because
we can't leave well enough alone here.
Right. Everything that we are and all of our instincts, and I think a lot of people's instincts, it's not just us, is to needle, to poke, to pull out all we can, all the information we can, to investigate. We're curious. We need to know more. We need to understand the why.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, and always have been, that if I can't understand why something works, I'll never get it.
Yeah.
If you can't explain to me why I'm doing something, I'll never know how to do it. It's never going to click. I need to know why.
Yeah.
So, and that's just like a driving factor in my life. So to have a character whose point is, no, there doesn't need to be more. Like, why can't we just have what's here?
Yeah.
Why can't you just be happy with this?
Why can't you just appreciate that I'm talking to a plant and it's glad to be alive?
And I appreciate that. I think that's a good point, because I think we do need to have moments where we just go, it just is what it fucking is.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. But they're doing it in a needling way.
Yeah, like
they're doing it because they know it's weird and people are going to want to know more and be curious.
In a way, it's almost like Dada with a setup.
Right.
It's like nothing means anything, regardless of how hard over here I'm trying to get you to question what this means.
Right.
Nothing means anything. Don't ask too many questions, even though I inflated a big question over here for you to ask.
Right. But on this, at the same time, it's genius.
Yeah.
Because people are going to keep asking questions because you keep saying slightly insidious things. And like, people are sort of worried and going, yeah, but if you were in trouble, that's exactly the kind of thing that someone would tell you to say.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It gets to every part of your curious self, and it dares you to not be curious, and that's hard and possibly impossible.
I think it's impossible.
Yeah, at least for us.
For us.
Yeah.
There might be people out there that aren't that curious. I think there are people out there that aren't that curious, and I would say those people are boring, and they could suck it.
Yep. Yup. Fucking yup.
And, you know, that's fine, because they're not listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Because they don't care.
So, one quick aside before we arrive at a conclusion for this episode here. Because I know this is a little bit long, but I kind of really... I had a lot of fun with this one.
I'm enjoying this.
Let me talk briefly about Mars Argo, and I mean briefly. Because there's lots more to research, and I didn't get all that deep into Mars Argo because I really thought all the rest of this was the main course.
Yeah.
The short answer about who is Mars Argo, at least the vocalist, the performer Mars Argo, not the project itself. Mars Argo, the woman, the actress, the vocalist, is an act essentially that Titanic Sinclair used to produce. But there's also like a back story, and again, you can debate with these people about what exactly is real and what's show. It seems that the two used to be romantically involved during the time of the production of Mars Argo. They're not anymore, and it seems really clear, at least from the publicly facing, information, that it was an acrimonious breakup. I found a Reddit thread. I'm not sure where it happened, but Titanic Sinclair was on stage, and someone was videotaping him. And someone shouts out from the audience, "Where is Mars Argo?" And he says, "That's a stupid fucking question." And the crowd starts to laugh and jeer and all that. And he says, "Can you all boo her?" And the crowd just boo, right? Which was very interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's not very often someone says boo this person.
Well, it kind of strikes me as like everyone knows why Mars Argo isn't here.
From his perspective, I don't want to talk about it, and you probably know.
Yeah,
that's how I took
like
that.
Why are you bringing this up?
Yeah, like why are you needling me?
It's like the person who just went through a bad breakup, and all their friends are like,
right.
All of them know, and still bring it up and go, well, where's such
but what
and
happened?
Such?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the mom that won't get over your ex, who like she loved that ex, and so in front of your new significant other goes, well, happen? We just loved such and such, and you're like, Mom.
Do people do that? Because God, is that brutal?
People do that. Not to me, not my mother, but
no, never your mother.
Never my mother. She's an angel, but
yeah, I
did have someone once kind of like low-key complain that I didn't go to enough family functions of the family, like around the holidays kind of thing.
Okay.
And the guy I was dating had to gently, and it wasn't really, it seemed kind of like underhanded, but it wasn't meant that way because it was grandma saying it, and she was a sweetie. But he had a reminder that his last girlfriend was Jewish. And so she didn't celebrate those holidays. And so she attended them at his house.
Yeah.
Or his family celebrations, because she wasn't missing any family celebrations.
Yeah.
So that was the closest I've gotten in my life of someone being like, well, we don't get to see you enough on the holidays. Yeah. We always saw so-and-so. And he had to be like, well, she was Jewish.
You got to look out for them grandmas, because you know what? They can be way low-key mean, and no one knows.
They can be brutal.
They are savage, them old ladies.
For the record, my grandma loves you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Good. That's
she
good.
Loves you.
I love your grandma too.
Yeah, and the first few times you met her, afterwards she'd always be like, that David is so nice. He's so nice to talk to. He's just so sweet.
If she only knew what a pervert bastard you're dating. I don't know. I just felt like calling myself something mean. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyway,
pervert bastard it is. It's a weird go-to.
I don't know. Moving on. So on this Reddit thread about the booing and all that, basically someone asked, okay, I'm out of the loop. What's going on here? Like, why does he want them to boo? What's going on? With like, who's Mars Argo? They were trying to figure it out. Here's the comment that was posted on that question. Apparently, they were dating then when they broke up for whatever reasons. Mars basically changed passwords, deleted videos, etc., and basically locked Titanic out of all their accounts and started taking all the revenue from ads and iTunes for herself, even though apparently she didn't have very much to do with the content creation apart from the writing or acting and singing. There were some screenshots of tweets floating around somewhere, although they could be faked, which is why I say it was an alleged situation. That was that comment. The response to that comment by Titanic Sinclair's official Reddit account
Nice.
was, congratulations. This is the most accurate representation of what happened.
Nice.
Now, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said is,
Yeah.
congrats, you're the first person that got it right.
Okay.
That might not be true, but that certainly seems to be Titanic's story.
His point of view.
Yeah. As far as anybody can tell, that's his actual Reddit account. He seems to comment all over the place on the That Poppy subreddit, and sometimes with very specific information that other people wouldn't have access to, so it seems authentic.
Okay.
So that is, in the interest of trying to provide some insight on what might have happened with Mars Argo, that's his side.
Okay.
Mars has not, that I can tell, provided a public-facing account of what happened. I will say one more thing about Mars Argo. There was a video that was released called Everybody Wants It All about mid-2016 on the Mars Argo account. It is super creepy. It features Mars doing things like putting a gun to her head and saying, "Is this funny?"
Oh, I hate that.
I know, me
I
too.
hate that.
I don't even know that it's a real gun from the video. It's very hard to tell.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. It's really awful. Yeah.
Joking about that is not. It's not. It's not, and you know it's not.
I know.
You made everyone really worried about you.
Yeah. Now I don't want to, because here's the thing. I want to be clear. I don't know about what the timelines are.
Yeah.
So this is mid 2016. Is this possibly something that Titanic worked with her and produced and then didn't? I don't know what the timelines were for when their relationship and project ended.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ascribe this just to her. There's like a really creepy Joker-esque kind of smile on her face. She's like, sort of, she appears very pale in the video with very bright red lips, and like there's a smeary effect to the video, and her just smile seems enormous and really creepy. Here's the kicker for this video. There's a bunch of weird sound that is very obviously reverse audio in the video. And when you play it, the whole video backwards, here is what I have been told. I haven't heard it for myself. What I've been told the message is, if you want it all, you cannot be distracted by the illusion you've created. Only when the mind is silent, you can see clear enough to enjoy your life and forget about your desires. Your desires are irrelevant.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's like kind of like
Yeah.
semi-inspirational sounding platitudes.
It's sort of, it might be inspirational. It might just be, I don't know. It doesn't, to me, it didn't really say anything, but I thought I couldn't talk about Mars Argo without talking about that, because people actually discovered, I mean, it was pretty obvious there was reverse audio, but that was like, for the community of people that care about this thing,
Yeah.
they probably thought that was a huge fucking deal
Yeah.
to like find the hidden message.
The Easter egg.
Yeah. I don't want to cast any aspersions about Mars Argo. I don't really know anything about, in particular, the woman, the performer, but I will say that that's one side of what happened there. There's probably another side. I kind of feel like you don't do all that stuff unless you feel particularly burned or jilted by somebody, and there's
Right.
probably another version of that story.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, the Titanic Sinclair approved version is that she didn't have all that much to do with the creative side of things and was playing her character.
Right.
And that was it.
Right.
But I can very easily see the other side. And of course, we don't have confirmation on this,
Right.
but I could see the other side of it being, no, I had a bigger role than people knew.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting paid for it, or I wasn't getting recognized
Sure.
for it. Who knows if that was the case? It
Yeah.
very well might not be, but there is always two sides.
Yeah.
And
It's worth floating other possibilities because we just don't know what actually happened there.
right. And I very rarely is a situation just, oh, they did this shitty thing because they're a shitty person.
Right.
There's usually
That was my
some
thought
way
as well.
they justify it to themselves, or some reason they feel justified in doing something that's objectively like a crappy thing to do.
Right.
You know, like, you know that's not a good thing to do. So what's the justification? What's the motivation for doing that thing?
Yeah.
So clearly there's a side we don't know about.
Yeah.
My fear going into this topic and not knowing too much about it was that Titanic Sinclair was going to be
Like a bad guy?
creepier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or manipulative, because I knew he was kind of like the producer
Yeah.
of all this. But I didn't, and I had maybe heard a couple things about like Mars Argo not being involved anymore.
Right.
I hadn't really heard specifically why. I just knew that was over.
Right.
And so my fear was just like,
Well, he's also got a big, scary, industrial-sounding name.
right.
You know, he sounds like a pipe-smoking, tossing people by the wayside, mogul type. It's
Titanic Sinclair. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a name that sounds like he uses people as like
I don't know what we're going for.
I don't know either. Like a walking mat. He just like steps
Yeah.
all over people. It sounds like that, but I did not get that impression.
Right. Then
I expected to,
I'm
actually.
glad that you didn't. I mean,
Yeah. I will say this. I think if that was true, or at least if it was likely true, in the research I did, I feel like I would have seen more anecdotally, at least to go, wait, people are saying this might be happening. Like,
right.
Usually when someone is a real piece of shit,
People talk about it.
at least somebody is saying they might be a piece of shit.
Yeah. And I feel like in the case of Mars Argo, she probably would be a little more vocal and be like, no, he was abusive and that's why I did this thing.
Right.
Especially in the age that we are right now, in the time period that we have so recently been going through, of like
Yeah.
people coming out a lot about abuse and things they've experienced.
Right.
I'm glad to see that it, like in that interview where it was Titanic Sinclair and Poppy, that it
Yeah.
didn't seem like him like being in control and kind of like being manipulative, or him
Yeah.
being domineering.
And actually, on that note, I think it's worthwhile mentioning again, and I could be wrong, the name of the author of the Wired article, which now my phone has gone to sleep. I feel like I need to pull that back up one more time. But it sounded like a female name, and I think that's relevant. Lexi Pandel. I feel like it's relevant because, again, for whatever it's worth, if a woman interviewer is placed before a man and a woman that are to talk to her about some subject, she might notice certain things. Maybe
Might be a little more
necessary-
sensitive to that dynamic.
Might kind of at least catch certain things that not necessarily every dude would notice. And nowhere in that article was there ever the sensation or even implication that there was a dynamic there.
Right. And the fact that she said he was easy to talk to
Yeah.
and self-effacing and
It caught her off guard too, actually.
right.
She wasn't expecting that either. So if that dynamic exists, it's extraordinarily well hidden.
Yeah.
It could be that that's not out there, but it seems like a true partnership.
Okay.
Which I found actually really encouraging, considering the nature of Poppy as a character.
Right. And the sort of like fear of her not
Yeah.
being safe.
Yes.
She's aloof, but and she wants it to be all on the surface, but she's not
Yeah.
necessarily in danger.
And I got a strong impression that that's largely her creation too. And honestly, I would say if you're listening, if you have any doubt that I fully represented the nature of that relationship, look up Lexi Pandel's Wired article about Poppy.
Yeah.
It's actually really fascinating.
Yeah, I kind of want to read that.
She goes through several stages of like, okay, here's what I first experienced. Here's the videos. Here was a conversation I had with Poppy where it sounded like lines were being fed to her, and that was very odd to me. And then, okay, well, I guess that conversation passed muster with their agent. So I was granted another interview, this time in person. And then I got this level of access. And it kind of goes through an interesting series of investigative stages, getting closer to the subject and getting a better understanding of what they're trying to do. So honestly, it's very, very good. I would recommend anyone listening to this check that out.
That was Vice, you said?
No, it's a Wired.
Wired, okay.
Wired, yeah. Lexi Pandel, Wired, Poppy. If you type all those words into Google, you'll probably get the article, which I didn't note the title of. I wish I had. So, quick conclusion on this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually. This is kind of a long episode, but I'm having fun with this one.
Yeah. I don't worry about the time. It's fine.
So, my quick summation conclusion on this is that they're real people. This is a real project. This really is an art piece, and you could talk a long time about what it means. I do think there's elements of Poppy as a character that reflect on like the emptiness of what it means to be famous. There's elements of Poppy that are like, deliberately juxtaposing comfortable things with uncomfortable things. Like, I think really it is for whether it's valuable or not, whether it's good art or not. It's definitely an art piece.
Yeah, it is whatever you get from it. It is there to elicit a response, but it's not there to tell you what the response should be.
Yeah, I think
Which
so.
I think that's what good art should do.
It's challenging. That's a really interesting thing to do, is like present people with something that is challenging to them and not make it incredibly clear what they should feel about it.
Right.
I think that's like a good goal for art in general, is like make people be responsible for their own feelings about something. Way too often the opposite of art, like vague, whatever you call entertainment, like just like things that are entertaining but not necessarily artistic, heavily telegraph to you what you're supposed to think about them. It's
like a sitcom with a laugh track.
Exactly.
Don't tell me when I'm supposed to find things funny.
That's a great example. I wish I'd have thought of that sooner. It's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh, but the laughing people think so I'm going to laugh too.
I guess this is where the funny is.
Yeah. And actually, all the videos that you can find on YouTube of sitcoms without the laugh track make it really obvious that you need the laugh track to laugh because it's not that funny.
Right.
Like that's weak sauce art. But more importantly, in my conclusion, I want to offer a brief anecdote that I think might be relevant to this topic. And I don't think I've talked to you about this, which is
intrigue.
The internet community around the Instant Pot all-in-one cooker.
We have briefly talked about it.
Have we?
What does this have to do with Poppy?
I know. I know this is a weird thing to drop in at the very end, but I think they're related.
Okay.
So so we did talk about it. So then
when we were with Matt and Grace.
Right.
We talked about, so if you guys don't know what Instant Pot is, it's like an electric pressure cooker, but people who have used it and it's like a cult appreciation.
Yes, it does. Like the Instant Pot cooker is like, for all that anyone can tell, basically a pressure cooker. It's just a thing that you put food in and wait and it comes out hot.
You can make a whole meal relatively quickly in it.
Yeah.
And that means you can do a lot of things in it really easily, and so people get all excited, and there's Facebook groups, and
you can make rice with it. You can use it as a crock pot. You can use it as a general purpose pressure cooker.
It'll even walk your dog.
It'll even walk your goddamn dog. It does a lot of things, but what's more interesting than what the Instant Pot does is what it does to people, because there are these obsessive online groups who just talk about their Instant Pot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I promise I will make it clear where I'm going with this.
Okay.
But there are like posts of people being like, I wonder if I can take my Instant Pot to Disneyland. Is that okay? Will they stop me from taking my Instant Pot to Disneyland? Or a picture of an Instant Pot.
So weird.
I know. Or a picture of an Instant Pot on a outdoor table, and it says, well, we made rice pudding last night and we left the Instant Pots outside and a squirrel ate our seal around the Instant Pot. Can we buy replacement parts for our Instant Pot? We had such a lovely evening with our Instant Pot. Or other people going, well, I'm traveling out of town on business. Can I cook in an Instant Pot in my hotel room? Do you think anybody, like, the people who join these particular online groups,
Instant Pot is life now.
they're fucking in
Yeah.
all the way on a thing that is like on its face
The Instant
just
Pot
a cooker.
cult.
Yes, exactly. It has a cult-like tendency to it.
I just want to see the picture of the Instapot wearing an engagement ring.
Well, I'm certain that someone has married one by now because it's the internet, and why
I
wouldn't
mean,
you?
that lady married a ride.
A carnival ride,
A carnival
yeah.
ride. So
Yeah.
any minute now, someone's going to marry their Instant Pot.
It's incredible. There's so many of these posts. It's like
It seems like it's a better chef than me, at least.
there's people who nice. There's people who have dinner parties with like 5 of these things with different things in each one. Like people are obsessed.
And yeah, like that's cool. Like I'm kind of there. I'm halfway there for it, but also I kind of roll my eyes at the
Yeah.
real intense bits.
Yeah, me too. Because here's where I'm going with this. This is why I mentioned this silly thing. Is that I believe the world is starved for meaning. Meaning and community.
Yes.
I think this is like if I can make any meaningful conclusion out of what is Poppy, or why Poppy is successful, or why it works with anybody, it's that people are super desperate to belong.
Yes.
People feel alone. People need a purpose. And some things give people enough to grab onto. Even a stupid cookware appliance
Yeah.
give people enough belonging to latch on.
It's the reason I'm in Facebook groups for podcasts I listen to.
It's the reason we
It's-
do so much of what we do.
Yeah, it's the reason I am in the group Geek Girl Brunch. It's the reason I do roller derby.
It's the reason we're talking to the void right now.
right.
We're talking into microphones to the void and hoping something hears us. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it's to feel, like you said, a sense of belonging, a sense of community, a sense of purpose, a passion, like
Yeah.
to feel something.
Yeah.
To feel something, because so much of reality right now
Yeah.
and life right now, it sucks.
Yeah.
Things suck. Like, especially in the age of the internet, because you have better access to information, you have more access to misinformation.
Yeah.
There's mines everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a mine. There's something to blow up your day. There's something to make you feel shitty. There's something to make you feel like you can't feel anything. And we started the episode talking about depression, and let's go ahead and end the episode
Sure.
talking about it.
Sure.
So many
Yeah.
of us are depressed or dealing with mental illness, and sometimes we feel like we can't feel, or we feel too much, and that shit sucks. So to find something to latch on to and to like feel like other people
Yeah.
are into the same thing you are or feel the same thing you do about it, that can be really powerful,
Yes.
even in such a silly way as like watching a Poppy video and
Right.
feeling like other people think it's as weird as you think it is.
Yeah. Like to the core of what I'm saying, even something as simple as an 8-in-1 kitchen appliance gives people something to wrap themselves around.
Yeah.
And on some level, what could be a more perfect latching on point than the blank canvas woman? This young, sweet, seemingly innocent, possibly vulnerable and scared like person that both wants to talk to you and acknowledge you and also is impersonal and robotic, maybe is fine, maybe is in danger. Like, this is, to me, the core appeal of Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's the thing people can wrap themselves around.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that thing somewhere else.
Yeah. It's something to be interested in.
Yeah.
It's something to care about. That's what it is. It's something to care about.
Something to care about, something to root for, something to defend, something to research, something to lose yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. And again, in Poppy's words, she wants you at the surface. People can't stay there.
No. I think that's the real point.
Yes.
I think that's the real point.
Right. People inherently can't sit at the surface.
Yeah.
They want more. And what is more perfect than that canvas?
Yeah, and like you said, it possibly can be a commentary on what it's like to have fame. And I think that I don't know I can't speak to how they really meant the character.
Me either.
But I can definitely see it being that, because as someone who has fame, like I'm acting like I do, but a person who has fame, I feel like it's common to feel like people take. They want more and more and more of you. They want you to explain your every feeling, your every emotion. They want you to do it for them. They want to feel like they're your friend and they know you and you owe them something.
Yeah.
And I think that might be part of the point.
Yeah.
Is that
Poppy resists all that.
Keep it at the surface. Yeah. What I give you is what I give you. Yeah. And that's all you're going to know. And you're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important message. I do think that's an important message, because how many weird shits have I taken?
Tell me about it.
How much weird shit has happened with people stalking celebrities or, you know, stuff like that, where people step over the line because they feel like, oh, I know this person. Yeah. I care about this person. They owe it to me to give me an explanation on why they said that thing, or they owe it to me to be a perfect person who doesn't make mistakes. And now I'm disappointed in them because they cheated on their wife or whatever it may be. Yeah. Like, celebrities fuck up because they're human beings. And that's not to say I defend like people being pieces of shit and treating other people poorly, because that is so much of what the celebrity fuck-ups have been lately. Yeah, right. But putting people on a pedestal and expecting them to answer to you when they disappoint you is not fair to anybody. And it's not healthy to do that. So, just go buy a fucking Instant Pot and make that your passion. And the Instant Pot won't disappoint you. Yeah.
It will
Celebrities will.
It will probably make half decent yogurt and a pretty decent roast beef.
Yeah.
So just do that.
And just don't let squirrels eat it, I guess.
That's about as good a conclusion as I could hope for. But that, in a nutshell, is Poppy.
Oh man, that's a ride.
There are depths to plumb here that I haven't begun to touch here. There's so many videos I didn't watch. There's so much weird, very creepy stuff that I read about but didn't see. Mm-hmm. So do not consider this the end of this topic. If you're listening, by all means, I recommend checking out Poppy's YouTube channel, which I believe is That Poppy?
I think it is That Poppy.
There's more to see. There's more to look into. And obviously, if you're keen to Reddit, there's way more to read.
Right. And if you guys have a hot take or an opinion on this or a video in particular you want us to watch, or something that can provide insight, or if you are Poppy and you want to talk to us.
And also, like, in particular, if you have reactions to the stuff we talk about on this show, if you think we got something wrong, because I'm sure that every now and then we can, send us.
Oh no, I'm infallible.
Okay, well, I think about it. If you have something to argue with me about, send us an email, goosechasepodcast@gmail.com. We will read your comments on this show.
We're also on Facebook. Yes. Goose Chase Podcast on Facebook. We are on Twitter, but I don't pay attention to that much because no one contacts us on Twitter. But If you do, I'll eventually see it, but probably the email or Facebook is better.
Twitter is for Russian trolls anyway, I think.
Why do they have to go somewhere so fast?
Huh?
They're Russian.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh wow. Right over my head. That's a great place to end this episode. Thank you for listening again to Goose Chase. We are your hosts, Christy and Dave.
I can't tell you how happy that just made me.
Just went right over my head.
This has been Goose Chase.
We will see you again in another week with another episode, and we thank you, as always, for listening.
And just a reminder, next episode will be the very super special, very first guest episode ever with TJ and Laura.
That is going to be a whole lot of fun. We invite you to listen next Wednesday. More Goose Chase.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
It's go for me.
It's pretty good for me, yeah. It's pretty good for me.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Goose Chase. We are Goose Chase Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, our handle is @GooseChasePod, and our website is www.goosechasepodcast.com.
If you have any topics you'd like us to research, please email us at goosechasepodcast@gmail.com. If you like what we do on the show, please rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play.
Want to go on a goose chase?
Ooh, yes.